Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started for this evening. This is the October 8th, 2025 meeting of the Miami County Plan Commission. Do a roll call, please.
Tim Allwine.
Here.
Dan Hunt. Brad Fruth.
Here.
Scarlett Graves. Brent Palmer.
Here.
Fred Musselman.
Here.
Jamie Hopper.
Here.
Lynette Smith. Here. Greg Wilkinson. Here. Courtney Schmidt.
Okay. We'll go ahead next with the minutes that were sent out. This was from the September 10th meeting, Planning Commission. Any additions, changes, corrections need to be made there? Do we have a motion to approve? So moved. Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Staff report, please.
Sure thing. Looking at our staff report, and the work that we did in September, we issued 42 permits, which was up. That was an increase of 75% over 24 permits that we issued back in September last year. Of those 42 permits that we issued, 2 were for residential additions, 2 commercial additions, 1 carport, a deck, 4 demolition, 5 electric, 1 fence, 3 garages, a greenhouse, a mobile home placement, 1 personal solar energy system, 4 pole buildings, 15 roofs, and 1 storage shed. You do have 1 ag permit that has been requested, and you'll look at here in just a few minutes. We did close out 27 permits in the month, processed 7 split applications, and assigned 1 new address. We did have 3 petitions filed to vacate public ways with the Board of Commissioners that I've been handling. So there'll be 4 now that we've been working through. 2 of those just passed on Monday, and the Commissioners will see another one a week from now.
Where's that? Where are those locations at for those?
I have 2 in the town of Miami and then 2 in Perrysburg. Okay. So the 2 in Perrysburg just were approved on Monday. Looking at our revenue, we brought in $5,883.80 from permits, which was a 16% increase. We did have 2 variances applied for and 1 administrative appeal applied for. It's been weird with BZA. They've had to push meetings or variances back and forth, so they will hear 4 variances tonight and that administrative appeal. We did have 5 contractors registered. Looking at our complaints and violations, we received 13 complaints. All 13 of those did turn into violations. However, Brooke was able to resolve 20 of those violation cases, bringing us to an active total of 118 violations that we're in process right now. We did not send any happygrams to Mark this month, so no cases his way. However, we did issue 2 fines totaling $200 for violations. We placed 1 lien for $160 from unpaid violation costs. We did have 3 mowing orders that were issued, and 2 of those were completed, so we're still waiting on 1 to finish up here. I think he's working on it today. Mowing order payments we received from people that we had already done their mowing order was $2,010. We had a partial judgment payment of $600 from a court case that we had processed last year, maybe. And then total fines received from violations were $2,610. We did pay out $3,600 for mowing orders as well. Lastly, then looking at our unsafe buildings, we had 1 complaint that was turned in. It did turn into a case. I did not issue any orders in September, but was able to close out 4 cases, so bringing us to an and then I did assess $2,500 worth of liens for a willful failure to comply with a rehabilitation order, bringing us to 34 active unsafe building cases.
Is there any update? I know we worked through the process with the Grissom Inn on the contract. I think the commissioners voted to approve that contract, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. That contract was just signed 2 weeks ago. I've been in touch with Denny Excavating, and the last thing we are waiting on is they just got the waste manifest all set up with the disposal, and they are now submitting to IDEM for the notice that we're going to be demolishing this building.
The asbestos removal is done.
That's all done. It's been remediated. I sent all those documents to Denny, and so that was the piece they needed for the IDEM notification. So any commercial building we have to submit that notice to IDEM so that they can schedule when they're going to come out and take a look at it. So it should be moving here quick, hopefully.
Okay. You have an update on the floodplain?
Oh yeah, I was going to do that. You want me to do the expense report?
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'll do the expense report and then I'll do that one. Looking at our expenses from September, some of the ones that are a little bit out of the normal here, we did pay out for the Belterra Casino Resort and Spa. One of the things that now that we have a third person in the office has afforded us is the opportunity to start to do a little bit more continuing education credits. So Megan and I spent 2 days at the Indiana Association of Building Officials Code Conference. We spent 12 hours learning building code, residential building code. So we paid that out for the hotel. That's a partial payment right now. There's still a little bit left that we'll have to pay. We did have that judgment payment that I mentioned earlier. Megan did have to renew her Indiana Association of Planning Officials membership for the year. We did, one of the things that we did get was a new desk for Brooke. That was something I had tried to get last year right at the end of the year, and just too many things going at the time. So to get that done, so we did get that finished out here. So she has a nice new big desk. And then if you look at our cell phone bill, we did pay $954.02, which is a larger cell phone bill. That is due in part because I got a new cell phone. It was getting to the point where we were having a hard time splitting cell phones. So we're all three going different places. So I did order a new phone. Otherwise, everything is pretty much status quo with bills. We've spent 28.82% of our budget so far, and we have a hefty balance remaining.
So that's for the plan updates and then
Correct. I need to double check with them. I don't remember when we pay that plan update, but I'll look into that.
Any questions for Corey on the staff report or the expense report? Floodplain update?
Yeah. This month has been the past month has been one of those that I've done a lot of out of the normal kind of things. One of those being that DNR and FEMA requested a floodplain audit. So it had been 5 years since we had done our last one as a county. I was sweating there for a minute, but happy to report that we did pass our audit there. They didn't find any discrepancies, anything that was concerning to them. So they looked at all of our permits that we've issued in the floodplain, everything like that. So big weight off of my shoulders there. Commissioners did approve the changes that you looked at and passed on to them last month. Commissioners approved that Monday for the revisions to the flood damage prevention ordinance. So that went into effect. And I'm still working with the town of Amboy to get their flood damage prevention ordinance all squared away. I think they'll be voting on that here this week or next at some point. So that'll be coming into effect, which is a good thing. The other little bit of good news that we did get out of that floodplain audit, I thought it was just supposed to be our northern guide that was coming for it, and the head of floodplains for the state in DNR came and threw me off. But we will be applying as a county for a floodplain certification. Because of some of the courses and training that I've had to do, we'll be able to get a discount on any residents who pay flood insurance in the county. They'll get somewhere between a 10 and 45% discount on their flood insurance just because I'm trained in this stuff, and we have adopted higher protocols than what FEMA and Indiana state we have to have. So it's a big savings hopefully for them.
Nicely done.
Flood insurance is not cheap, so we're doing a lot of the things, and so you can come in at a level 10, and I'm already and 7's the highest you can go. I'm on my way to almost meeting an 8, so we're about topped out on what we can get. So nice to get some relief for hopefully those
Any
people.
floodplain questions go to Corey then.
I don't know about that. It's a lot. So just some good news there.
Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, great job. That's very beneficial to our residents who need that. Mhm.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, I think that was it.
Okay. Any committee reports for tonight? Okay. Hearing none, we'll go ahead and start with the old business for tonight. The first one is going to be an unsafe building case, a 30-day progress check on unsafe building case 20-23, the Stronger Family Trust. This is 467 East, 800 South of Bunker Hill. This is, I believe, the property across from the Conical Schools.
Correct. You just saw an update of this last month and then requested to look at it again this month. If you remember, Dr. Songer was trying to process an eviction, so we were watching that. I don't believe there's been an eviction filed that I saw. And then Megan was out there today. These were the pictures from last month. And then if you go on, still in the same state that we were last.
Okay, I believe we asked for communication. You've not had any communication from him?
The only communication I had was last week. He did drop off a notice that he had applied for and was granted from Judge Spar relief to travel out of the state. But that's the only thing I've had.
I believe there was discussion at the last meeting about a lack of progress over the last couple of months with this, and there was a discussion around a civil penalty. So I will see how the board wants to handle it. Mark, I believe all the notices have been served on that. Is that correct?
All the notices of like the original order and
Yep.
hearing, yes, if you knew about this.
And the
meeting
continuing
today,
enforcement
yeah.
order and all that. Okay.
Yeah.
We've not issued a notice to demolish. It's just a unsafe building. Is that correct?
That's
am I-
correct.
Okay.
I mean, the order was to demolish. We haven't done anything as far as taking bids.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Is there any,
If that's the route the planning commission wants to go, with dealing with Dr. Stonger and knowing how he is, I would prefer if we're going to go that route, get court permission before we take bids. And there's a process. Either we can just go ahead and go take them, or we can get court authority to go ahead and go take them. Gives him a little bit extra due process. He does like to argue in court. And if we don't do it first, we're going to end up doing it eventually. But I do know his property, I think, sold in tax sale last month, so you also could wait a year and it
So
takes care of itself.
that property did sell in tax sale.
Pretty sure, yes.
Oh.
Corey was checking it.
It did.
Okay.
so if we were to issue a fine, it would go to the new owners.
I get confused on this piece.
It could, because essentially it attaches like a special assessment onto the property. And so then, yes, new owners would be responsible for any assessments that attach after the tax sale. We could also waive them later. Correct. Just keep that in mind in case he does redeem. But
But if it's sold at a tax sale, he's got a year. He's done nothing so far.
yes,
He's gonna do nothing.
Have we confirmed, I mean, I know you said that you looked into it as far as eviction, but is there any way to confirm that somebody is or is not living there currently?
Yeah, I think there's somebody living there. There is a camper motorhome, something like that, right beside the house too. So I think they're bouncing between.
So Mark, what happens if we were to go and get bids and it gets taken out to where we do get it taken down, say it costs whatever, $5,000. Does that go to a lien on the property? Then the new owner is responsible for that, and then it just winds back in a tax sale.
Could, yes, because anything that we do ends up being a lien on the property. Now we can try to go after him for a judgment as well, but we're only going to get paid back really, most likely, if it's a lien on the property.
Just because we demolish the building doesn't mean that county gets paid back. There would have to be a lien put on it as well.
And that's where if somebody purchases a tax sale, then they do a title search. When they're going to go for the tax deed and they see, oh, there's thousands of dollars in liens that have been assessed. I don't want this anymore. They just never apply for a deed. It stays in Dr. or the Stronger Family Trust name, and you're probably waiting for it to go back to tax sale or then commissioner's certificate sale.
It would be probably a lot like the cases that we dealt with last year where, we imposed a civil penalty, and once the place was cleaned up, then the lien could be removed.
Civil penalty might discourage somebody from buying it, though, correct?
Well, to finish the process, yes.
To get the tax sale deed. So they don't get that for at least a year, and then they have to apply to the court for it.
Yep. The other part of this is I don't believe that we have, or I believe we have exhausted the unsafe building fund with the other 3 properties and the Grissom Inn. So there would have to be an appropriation from council in order to
Until January.
Yeah.
There might be some left over, but I'm waiting to see those bills come back in.
On the low end, they were around 10 grand. Is my memory serving me correctly?
For a demolition on a
Yeah.
house?
Yep.
Somewhere between 8 and 10, yeah.
I don't know if there's $10,000 left in there or not.
I think there is. I need to look at that.
We can, yeah. If we go through with the demolition and ask for bids, there needs to be a double check to make sure that there's appropriate funds available to go through with that contract.
Could we, so since we should go through the courts to do that, to get an order, would we require him to get a court order to demolish it, or would we just say, hey, we're going to demolish it to the courts?
It's essentially an order from the court saying we have authority to go ahead and bid and contract to demolish the house.
Which in reality is probably not going to happen this year.
Being sold at tax sale, do we dare just table this for 6 months or something? Or, I know it's kicking it down the road, but if it's sold, it's tax sale.
Yeah, they have, after it's sold at tax sale, they have a year to serve notice.
So when was
and go after the deed.
It was late September.
23rd of September was the tax sale.
The people that purchased it knew. I assume there was some notice. There's an unsafe building.
Their orders recorded, whether they know that or not, I don't know. Usually don't do title searches before the tax sale. Yeah. At least that's what I've seen.
What course of action do you recommend, Mark? So you said that he's very argumentative in court. So is a civil penalty just going to stir things up more? Or do you think that's a motivator? Does that make sense?
It definitely will stir things up more. That doesn't mean we should avoid that. I think that's fun. So I would be shocked if it's not redeemed though, because you're letting even though the house probably has no value, the property does. So I'd be shocked if he let that value go just because of the house. So that's where maybe imposing a civil penalty is what we do in the short term. Get an update in 2-3 months just to see if there is any progress, even though there probably won't be once winter hits, and revisit it again. Or just wait and revisit everything, even the civil penalty, at a later date.
Well, being as this is right across from the school, I think we need to do something to push this along. I don't,
What would be appropriate civil penalty to put on it?
I believe the one that we did last year was $5,000.
That's the maximum you can do.
Yep. And again, I mean, we could put the penalty on there that if there's movement or you carry through with it, then the penalty could be removed.
Make a motion of it, or do we have to fill out the paperwork?
No, there's no paperwork that we need to do, but if you're making a motion, the motion needs to be to impose an additional, if you want to say $5,000 civil penalty, because the board finds that significant work has not been accomplished and the premises have a negative effect on property values or quality of life in the surrounding area.
I will make that motion.
What just Mr. Altwine's made a motion.
I'll second it.
I have a second. Any discussion on the motion?
$5,000?
Yes.
Okay.
Any discussion on that motion? All in favor, say aye.
I
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
We don't need to go to the courts to do that piece.
As long as that motion is written in the minutes, I think that'll be sufficient.
Do you guys want a 3-month follow-up?
Oh yeah, yes. When do you want to follow up?
Yeah,
Sure. 3 months.
2 months.
Okay. We'll go ahead now. We've got 2 more unsafe building cases, 74-25. We'll just hear them together if that's okay, Corey.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, they're 2 different properties.
Yep. We'll deal with them at the same time if that's okay.
Yep.
74-25 and 75-25. This is James and Ronna Boone at 553 West State Road 218 and 775 West State Road 218. This is a 30-day and 60-day progress check.
So we looked at, Megan was out this morning and did take a look at this one here that you had looked at last month. And so this is what it was last month. And then it does look like there's been work on it. I'm confused though. And you can go to the next picture too. It does look like it's being rehabilitated, but there was a demolition order put on that one. So I don't know what's going
Which one is this that you're talking about?
74. So,
Okay.
I don't know.
How about 75?
75 in. They have started work to demolish this. These are pictures from today. So it looks like it's on its way. So that was a good thing to see.
Okay. Any update, Mr. Boone? Mr. Boone here? Yep. Yeah.
Update.
The property at 553, it looks like you're rehabilitating that. Is that what you're doing? Or are you going to tear that structure down?
I'm not gonna tear it down. I don't have the money to tear it down.
Okay.
It's a deal, it's gonna cost $25,000 to tear it down, or put 3 or 4,000 in it and have a sellable item.
Okay.
It was never inspected on the outside.
And so what's your intention with it then? To just enclose it and then have us take another look at it, or?
Is your intention to enclose it and then have them take another look at it?
You take another look at it if you want to. I didn't know there was anything that made it unsafe what color walls you had in a house.
I believe is it 5 items on the unsafe building?
Yeah, that you voted against.
Yeah, so there's 5 items that when we looked at the property said that it was unsafe.
I was never told this.
So it was done at the public hearing that you and your wife were at when you guys came to the previous meeting. And it should have been in the documentation that was sent over to you. So
The order was sent to you, and then the continuous enforcement order that we adopted as well.
What are the, can you say what the unsafe items are, and then if he is able to address the unsafe items, what would he need to do?
yep. So we'll have to pull that. It's a pretty lengthy report. But is it 5 items, Corey? I don't remember how.
Yeah, I think
there's
you're right. On the final.
there's one that
And was that sent with like a
it,
certified return receipt and some?
yeah, yep. It should be there, but it's it has to be inhabitable. It has to meet current building code. It can't be a public nuisance and a public health hazard. So things like having no roof, being open to the elements, not having electricity. Those are the sorts of things that go into that. But we'd be more than happy to send you another copy of the report. It should have pictures and everything on there. So
The pictures was of the inside.
yep, yeah. So I mean, this was a house, correct?
The house.
Right. Yep. So if it's being rehabbed into another house, then it needs to be inhabitable. It needs to be able to have a electricity, heat, air, the plumbing, all of the things that you would have in a house. So yep. So we'd be glad to send that to you. But yep.
And if he is able to address those to where it becomes inhabitable, like, does he need to get permits to?
Yep. So there would just be a remodel permit. It's relatively inexpensive to be able to, turn it into a structure. Now,
Can he be denied getting a permit?
I mean, we never, I think, want to discourage anybody from fixing something up or building a structure.
Under the impression that somebody told him he wasn't going to get.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Okay.
a remodel permit. Yeah, but you also have to tell us what your use is of it. If it's going to be a barn, then you're going to get a permit to build a barn. If it's going to be a house, there's obviously different standards that you have to meet there. So yeah, no, if you want to fix something up, we're more than happy to help support that. So
Thank you.
yep, you're welcome.
Were we modifying my original order, rescinding it? What if
30 or 60-day progress check? How about
I
that?
think is 60 days okay?
If you could give him 60
Yep.
days, my mom's in the hospital right now.
I'm sorry to hear
So it's, I know that
Yeah.
he had just had his second hip replacement. When he got the notice, he got a 2-week extension.
Yep.
And so he's still in the rehab. He does a lot of the work on his own, but he is making progress.
Yeah, I
And
think
so
there's work being done, so I'm
Thank
not
you.
opposed to looking at
Communication. Yeah, that's the big thing. Communicate.
But the problem is the order was to demolish.
Yeah.
So we need that needs to be addressed somehow.
Can he get a permit with a demolish order on there?
I would say you need to modify the or rescind my original order.
Or why don't if we just allow a 60-day extension, that's something that we can work out in the next 60 days, or do we need to take action?
Does he need a remodel permit before he starts the remodel, or is it just that? I guess that just by saying I have the intent to remodel doesn't necessarily mean it's not still an unsafe building. And so
Right.
there needs to be a condition on the property that says it's no longer unsafe, doesn't need to be demolished, it can be rehab.
Yep.
And
But
so,
unsafe building and demolition are two separate things,
Yes.
though, right?
and so that's where maybe so even though you issued the continuous enforcement order, Corey has the authority to revoke his order at any point. He doesn't need the plan commission to do that. You can order him to do that, but he can do it on his own. So if he goes out, looks at the building, says, yes, I think you can remodel this, I will modify my order to be a rehab order, he can do that himself.
Okay.
And then if it,
So we can give them 60 days to work that out and
yeah,
decide if they're going to put a pool in or a hot tub or whatever.
what,
Got it all, that my house that I live in is unfit, unsafe, uninhabitable.
what was that from the auditor?
You
No,
can't,
for you.
can't get into his home.
Yeah, no, I know. I looked at that. I meant the call. Who was the call from? It wasn't from me.
From you.
No, it wasn't
You
from me.
had to,
Yes, you did.
whoever scheduled the meeting with you.
Right. Yeah, we did take a look at your house. Yes.
Ask him how many infractions he found in my house.
Yeah.
How many?
The infractions that we found at your house, actual residence, was that your roof was not completed on the outside, and then there was soffitting that needed
There's
to be
no law
replaced.
says you have to have something on a house.
In your building codes. I've dragged my feet on that one. There's a rehab order that will be coming for that one, so that you can get your roof fixed on there.
It's
Okay,
fixed.
good.
I hired a man to fix it.
Okay. Yeah, I just knew it was a lot coming your way.
Yeah.
They were just upset that why somebody would come into their home that has all of these things that.
No infractions. He found no infractions in my house.
And that's what I was trying to explain was that, like, hey, we got a report. If it was going to be, there was nothing going to be, if we found nothing by looking at it, then I could just close the case. However, we did find that your roof was not in great shape when we were there. You were missing your roof, part of your roof. So then
The living
you've had
area,
3 orders.
There's nothing wrong with the roof on the living area.
Yep. So it sounds like that's got resolved.
And it's resolved.
Did you get a roof permit for that?
It was a
Not
repair.
just a repair.
Just one spot.
I know we need to see that work.
If he did it himself.
Go look.
He did.
It doesn't matter. I got to see all of that.
This is a personal vendetta.
Sir, I can assure you it is not.
Okay.
You're going
So
I need to have a roof permit for that one.
No, you don't have to have a perfect.
You
For
do.
a few shingles,
You have to. I have to see all of those things underneath it and how it's been put back together. So we'll need to get a roof permit for the house. I will also need to come look at this place right here, my inspector, to see that everything's put back to normal right. You're going to need a rehab permit for this place, and you need a demo permit for the trailer.
I went to get a demo repair. They would not give me one.
Oh, he did? Okay, sorry. Then take the demo permit off. You already got that one.
There's a 791. It has a 911 number. They would not give me a permit.
We issued him a demo permit for that trailer.
Right, I think you have the wrong number on it though. He had to write the
I
right number.
explained it to him.
check.
I do not own 775.
Yeah, and I checked with 911 and the assessor and the auditor on that. The address, I don't know what the address is you're giving us, but the address we have is the one that was on the parcel and reports.
It's not. I don't own it.
There's 2 modules. You're looking at the one in the back that has.
Right.
Yeah.
And I did double check that because I knew he was pretty set on that. So, and I was going to correct it, but everything we show is.
And the gentleman that was the contractor that was working on it has many jobs.
Is your
He come
contractor
on
registered?
just to get, so we
Not
could
with
get
us.
him off of our back. And that's what he has got accomplished.
So we're gonna kind of give 60 days here to kind of get all this stuff cleared up. Does that sound good? We'll check back in 60 days.
I hope I get him back, yes. He has license, he has insurance.
He's not registered
Yep,
with
so-
us, so he'll need to register with our department, please.
Yep, so the county has a registration for contractors, so,
He has it.
okay. Yep, so we'll just need to.
He
to
has
double check.
insurance. I don't know where from.
So we'll just need to double check all that. We'll get you all squared away. Okay. So I have a motion for 60 days.
So moved.
Second.
Who motioned that?
Commissioner Motion. Okay. Any other questions? You okay with 60 days?
I'm happy to get that list to anybody, so just someone reach out to me and I'll be able to help.
Okay.
Who's second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Did you second that?
Jamie did.
I think it was Brent.
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 Okay. New business for tonight. We'll go to Ag Permit 313-25 for Lisa Ruppet on 200 West in Macy. We'll start with the staff report on that, please.
This petition was brought in the office on September 26th by the property owner, Lisa. She would like to construct a 40 by 64 foot whole building on her property. This building will be used to store farm equipment, implements, and tractors that they use on the surrounding fields. No bathrooms, electric, or living quarters will be included in the build. The structure will not be heated at all. And then the parcel the building sits on is 10 acres of A1 zone land. I did not see any issues with this request.
This application says it's a Rochester address.
Oh, I think that's the mailing address. I don't know why.
Okay.
It's pulled in the
Oh,
wrong
I
field.
got you. Okay.
Yeah. You just fill the data into these.
Lisa, are you here? Okay. Anything you want to add on this? There's no living quarters, no in-law outlaws, nothing going on there. Okay. No big barn dominium, mini house, anything like that. Okay.
You'll see that there is a zoning map and a site plan in there. She just took down several buildings on the property too, so they will be going in that, or it'll be going in that spot near where those buildings were.
Motion to accept.
I second that.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, alternate Board of Zoning Appeals member selection.
Yeah, we've been kicking this idea around for quite a bit of time. So BZA, we can, well, and I think maybe in Plan Commission, put in alternate board members in case there's an absence. We've had quite a bit of that lately with BZA. So Randy Heilman has stepped up and will be an alternate for, I believe, Grant Cade on BZA, but we will start looking at alternates for the other board members. But one of those appointments to BZA is from Plan Commission. So Brent is currently serving as the Plan Commission rep. So we'll name somebody else from Plan Commission if Brent is not here.
You're asking for that selection?
At least to think on it right now. Maybe we don't have to do
I
it.
don't see straws out here to draw straws, so.
I mean, Brad was on the board for a long time, so I think
Jamie Hopper.
that is a perfect fit. I'm already there.
Okay, so we will think on that and select and vote next meeting. Does that sound okay, Corey?
This is gonna be an election between you and Tim.
Oh, hope my wife is not watching. Okay.
I hope we don't have to use that, the alternate action.
And to clarify, it's which I know Brad knows this, but how many meetings do you think you missed last year, Brent? 2, maybe 3?
1 or 2, probably.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a once in a while scenario.
Except for the past 6 months, but yeah.
Yeah.
That would help.
Yeah, okay. Comprehensive plan update.
Yeah, so as we have started rolling on the comprehensive plan, I've sent the design firm all of our documents they need. But the last thing so that they can kick off everything is setting up the steering committee. So this would in theory be roughly 10 to 15 members, and we need to select those. You can see here on this list, they've given us some suggested people here. That's that first column there, of different people. And then in the middle column where you'll see yellow is what we're missing. And anything in red type is an idea that's popped in my head or one of the three of us have thought out. So I really need some help on this and need this done sooner than later. They've been pushing pretty hard. So
And you're looking for how many?
10 to 15. So it doesn't have to be somebody from every one of those, but we're just looking maybe somebody who can fill multiple slots in here.
Hmm.
The ones in white you said have confirmed.
No, those were just ones that I thought were solid people that I didn't feel like they were pretty
I mean,
like
it wouldn't hurt necessarily. You could extend the invite to them, knowing that some of the utility folks might not.
So what if I have some suggestions for people from Denver?
yeah,
I'll
Yep.
get them to you later.
correct. Yeah, please take this home so that you can
Yeah.
look through that, think on it.
So I would say the school district, you could invite the superintendent or somebody that they. Elaine, would you be willing to serve as a citizen on that steering committee?
I'm flattered that you would ask. No. Not you.
You would not? Okay.
No, I served on the solar committee. And it was not a good experience. So, no.
Would it help if we brought cookies and punch or
No.
that will okay.
You'll be there.
Oh,
So feel free to take that home. And I need to regroup with them on that quickly.
Okay.
I'll try to ding dong you guys sometime next week to see if we have some ideas.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll go ahead and open it for public comment. This will be for public comment for the Plan Commission. BZA will start here in just a minute, but. Not hearing any. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We're adjourned.
Okay, if you are here for the BZA meeting, we will